Welcome to podcast number 15 with your boy Angelo. And if you would have told me a couple months ago that we'd be doing 15 podcasts together, well, I reckon I'd call you a fucking liar. But here we are. What's up, everybody? I hope everyone's doing good. Hopefully you're doing better than our president, Donald J. Trump, who just insulted all dead soldiers. What an nincompoop. And for those of you that don't know, he allegedly, although it looks pretty legitimate to me, that he called the Arlington Cemetery, where all the soldiers are buried, the loser cemetery. And he said some other stuff, but calling dead American service soldiers losers because they died is just, it's so awful that all you can do is laugh. But this isn't the first time, he's done something like this. He shit on John McCain before and after he died. He shit on those Gold Star families a couple of years ago, if you remember that. And he's always butting heads with the military people in his cabinet and the generals on his on his war council, I believe. Any general who served on his cabinet has nothing good to say if you just look it up. But, calling dead American soldiers losers. And here's a funny thing, people. It's still a toss-up in Florida, apparently, even after all those comments were made. But, I don't believe in polls anymore. Not after what we've seen the last couple presidential campaigns or just anything. So, but to be fair, I should also talk about what Trump said in response to this loser comment thing. I'm not saying the military is in love with me. The soldiers are. The top people in the Pentagon probably aren't. Because they want to do nothing but fight wars so that all of those wonderful companies that make the bombs and make the planes and make everything else stay happy. And he's not wrong. But, again, you have to say it in a more nuanced way. You can't be criticized for calling dead soldiers losers, which even his supporters probably believe he said it. Even if he meant it as a joke, he's joking. He's the president, and there's reporters in the room. Don't say shit like that, Say it, keep it for the locker room where all the pussies are for grabbing, and where you can make fun of disabled people and talk about sexually assaulting 20-something women and fucking porn stars while your wife's pregnant and all that other stuff. I could keep going. So to give Trump his due, he was right. The top generals probably dislike him for many reasons. One being Trump actually kind of does want to end the wars. He's talked about it many times. But it's kind of hard to support him when he does just awful things in every other spectrum of the presidency. But to be fair, he's not wrong about how the reason the generals don't like him is because he kind of does want to get people out of Afghanistan and whatnot, and he does want to end these wars, although he also did kind of want to start a war with Iran, but I think that was more Bolton, so who fucking knows. I don't think Trump has got to be bipolar or something, because he's right on with something, but then he's completely going against that with something else, and then he says dead soldiers are losers, so you can't win. Whew, it's crazy times. It's Labor Day weekend as I record this, and yeah, my plans for Labor Day weekend is basically working around the house. I got a lot of shit going on. I got fantasy football going on. I'm in 3 leagues this year because I like pain in my life. And what else? I'm working on a table. When I say working, I mean I'm spray painting it, so I'm not building shit. And yeah, kind of taking it easy this weekend. I hope everyone is too. It's beautiful out. I may go out for a walk or jog or something. But let's get into it. Something funny happened to me a couple days ago when I was at the grocery store. I had to cough. Not because of COVID, not because of that Wuhan, baby, but because I have allergies and sometimes I get drainage in my sinuses and I clear my throat and I got a cough. This time, I was a little sneaky and I brought in a latte that I got before into the store. Now that's on me. In these COVID times, you can't be bringing in outside drinks into a store because you're wearing a face mask if you're not a fucking loser. And you can't really drink if your mouth is covered. Duh. So I thought, let me just carry this around, and then once I'm around nobody and I can lift up my mask and take a little sip. Because why should I follow the rules? Everybody else does, But this time I was so nervous and kind of excited to do it because, this is our life these days in 2020. It's the little things that make all the difference. I did a little peekaboo with my mask and I kind of drank too much, and of course I got it all over my face, and then I started to cough because I went down the wrong pipe. And it was not just a it was a loud cough. And you can imagine the looks I was getting. And I'm not talking about like bothersome looks, worried looks. I'm talking straight anger looks, murderous looks. You would have thought I was dressed as Hitler marching down the aisle speaking German because it was bad. And all I could do, my eyes were watering, like my eyes were bugging out of my head because I'm coughing up milk and shit. I'm surprised people weren't dousing me with fire extinguisher and throwing me out of the building. But hey, you learned your lesson. You can't take shortcuts. Keep the drink in the car. And by the way, if you do stop and get a latte, even if it's a drive-through stand, wear your mask. I wasn't wearing my mask because I didn't think about it for a couple of months. I thought, I'm in my car, they're working in there, that's a 6 foot, whatever. It really is not. And so one time, there's this really good place by my house. I think it's called Jumpstart Espresso. Jumpstart? What's up, girl? Anyway, so I think they've gotten to know me because I probably go there 2-3 times a week because I like to waste money. No, it's actually really good coffee, and I think we all deserve to have a little treats now and then. And so one time I was there, and they had a sign that said, walk-ups, please wear a mask. And I thought, well, I'm not walking up. I don't need to wear a mask. And then I thought, well, what's the difference? If I'm walking or I'm driving, I'm still in the same vicinity. I'm still in the same radius. So I asked the girl working, and I said, do you want me to wear a mask in the car? And she looked at me like, oh shit, I'm going to get into another argument. And she said, that would be nice. And I said, no problem. And I put the mask on. And I said, well, I apologize for not wearing this sooner because I've been here a lot. I just haven't done it. She's like, yeah, it's just being more safe and considerate. And she was actually, she looked relieved that I wasn't starting anything because I bet people have been starting shit. I have to wear a mask in my car because, we're Americans. And so even if it's a slight inconvenience, we act like it's World War III. So, but yeah, just wear a mask if you're dealing with the public, no matter what, just do it. Wear the mask, roll up the window, take it off, put it back on, roll the window down, take your drink, say thanks, and get on with your fucking life, But yeah, I just thought it was pretty funny. Coughing in the middle of a grocery store in the middle of COVID, you will see who people really are. And now that I'm thinking about it, I've coughed in stores a couple times. And the only one that no one really gave a shit about is if it's an open environment. Like if I'm at Molbach's nursery, money. People do wear the masks, even though they're outside, which, I'm all for. But again, there's been a few times where because of my allergies, and God hates me, I will start to sneeze or cough or blow my nose and stuff. And most people just, ignore me. But grocery stores, that doesn't happen. But anyhow, let's move on here. I'm just rambling about the same stuff. I also want to give kudos to me for thinking of other people, which I do on a regular basis, but this one deserves a shout out. So, as you know, I'm a grown-ass adult, a big boy, and I have a Costco membership because that's just what you do when you adult like a motherfucker. And I was there earlier this week, loading up on things that I probably didn't need. And they had a treasure trove of really cool scientific children's books. Now, I'm 34. I got a lot of friends my age that are married with kids. And a lot of these friends and some of their kids call me Uncle. Uncle Angelo, Unky Angelo. I love it. It's nice. I don't got kids of my own that I'm aware of. Oh, God, I hope not. That is my worst nightmare. I get my doorbell rung, and there's like this 10-year-old chubby-haired... somehow he has chubby hair, and he got a kind of a 4 o'clock shadow, 10 years old, and he says, "Hey, papa," and I'm like, oh no, of course. Anyway, I was at Costco, and they had a lot of cool kids books that were like scientific, like about space, about dinosaurs, about animals, about the anatomy of people, blah 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 blah. And I kid you not, LaFonda, shut the fuck up. LaFonda, you're an incel. Be quiet. You're an incel, LaFonda. Oh, you're fucking up my cords now. Chill, bitch. Stay cool. Stay cool, bitch. And I'm not sexist the way I talk to my cat, I don't think. LaFonda, now you're biting the cord. Hey. Get lost. Yeah, I love you too. What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, Costco and their books. So I bought 5 or 4 books, I don't remember. But one of them was, here's a callback to a previous podcast. It was Frog and Toad. That children's book that I read a lot when I was a kid about the probably gay British couple of Frog and Toad. And they had the complete edition and whatnot. So I bought it for one of my best friends, little boys. I bought some other books for some other friends. LaFonda, I swear to God, I'm going to electrocute you if you don't stop. No, this isn't a playtime. All right, people, I got to call a quick timeout here. I got to call an audible. I did not plan for a cat fucking with the cables here. All right, I am back. Every now and then, LaFonda gets a little rowdy during these podcasts, and she has to intervene annoyingly. But anyhow, I honestly, let me look back what I was talking about. Costco, books, my friends. Okay, that's right. So I gave a couple books to a couple of my friends' kids. I think that's what I was trying to say here. Because my thinking is, if I'm going to be a quote-unquote uncle to these kids, what kind of uncle do I want to be? I don't think I can hope to be not the uncle who's kind of whatever, man, kind of chill, laid back. Maybe I'm the one that buys them their first booze or tells them to hush, and I pass them a joint when they're 15 or 16. You know, introduce them to the fun stuff of life a little early. But I also want to be educational. I also want to be fun. So I like to buy books. I like to buy art. I like to buy like arts and crafts for these kids. And yeah, kind of show them that I'm cool and hip and whatnot, because I think it's what I would want to be, you know, if I was an uncle in real life. So I'm not sure what the point of that story was, because I got sidetracked there, and as I speak, LaFonda's trying to pull the carpet up so she can get back in the room, because she's acting like I'm going off to war or some shit. So yeah, I think what I'm trying to say is, if you have friends or family that has kids and you want to be the cool, hip friend or uncle or aunt, then yeah, do it. I think it's your God-given duty to do that. So anyway, let's move on here. And one more thing. You know, one of the books was regarding dinosaurs. And you know your boy Angelo loves him some dinosaurs. I follow YouTube channels dedicated to that shit. I love me some dinosaurs. So I couldn't resist buying the book. And when I was buying it, I started thinking, how funny would it be if you die and go to hell, and you see all the dinosaurs are in hell. And you're like, what the fuck? How could dinosaurs be in hell? How could they be good or evil? So you walk up to Satan and you ask Satan, hey Satan, what's up with all the dinosaurs? Why are they all in hell? And he says, you know, something that no one really knows about the dinosaurs is that they were extremely racist. And I don't know why. I thought that was hilarious. If I was a stand-up comedian, I'd work that one into my bit. Although I'm saying it out loud, and it doesn't sound as funny as it did to me the other day, so maybe it needs a little work. But anyhow, let's move on. Little update there for me. I'm back on a dating app. Little backstory. Rebecca and I decided to just, you know, be friends. We have so much in common. We really do, but there were just some major differences that were just impeding the future of the relationship, so we decided to just be friends. And, you know, we have such a good relationship that, you know, after a couple of weeks, her and I decided to share some funny stories about people that we were chit-chatting to on these dating apps. And I tell you, it is so funny to see so many girls think they're so funny or so unique, and they all say the same thing. Now, I shouldn't to say all, but there's a lot of girls that do, that I notice on these dating apps. And they're always like, well, I like The Office. I'm kind of a funny girl. I love Parks and Recs. Beyonce, Yas Queen, and all that stuff. I literally see that probably on 75% of profiles. One thing that a lot of people don't know about me is that I got a sweet tooth. And I'm like, oh my God. Unpopular opinion, Parks and Rec are better than The Office. It's so funny. And there's the obligatory bathroom selfie shot. And you can tell a lot about someone by how fucking dirty their bathroom counter is. I'm not clicking yes if that counter is a messy. And I personally have a 3-strike rule on these dating apps. So, first is only group photos. You don't know who the fuck you're talking to. 2, there's no photos on there except filtered ones, and you're just like, come on, let me see what you really look like. You know, who cares? And I know some people that's a big deal, but it is the dating app. You got to show people who you are, what you look like. You don't try to catfish people, which I have been catfished a few times, and I don't think I've ever catfished someone, but I got to think on that one. And the third one is if there's only like up close face shot, so you don't know what the person's body looks like at all. Like, I get it. You're showing yourself to strangers on an app. I get it. I didn't like doing it either. I don't like how I look in photos. I don't like how I look in mirrors. But you got to do it. You got to be a little vulnerable on there. See, when I put photos up, I try to put some funny ones, ones of me outside, full body ones. I'm not gonna hide anything. This is what you get. And so, if I have to read one more like inspirational Beyonce quote, or my favorite movie is the Bradley Cooper Lady Gaga movie. What the fuck is that movie called? You know what I'm talking about. It's just funny. But you know what? On the flip side, I bet a lot of guys are like that too. Like, the equivalent is like guys posting the obligatory gym pic, trying to flex and like holding a dumbbell or something. There's probably ones like at a ballpark or something. I don't know. I gotta ask Rebecca what she's seeing. She just telling me that she sees a lot of guy pics that are all like fake working out in these quick videos or images like, oh, I was at the gym. She thinks it's because they want to give off the vibe of they want a skinny chick or a fit chick or something, which is, get over it, Plus, this thing is so weird because you're on this dating app during COVID, and, I don't want to make the comparison to AIDS, but, you don't know. You don't know who's clean and who's not. You don't know who has it, who had it, and you don't know what their situation is. You're just trusting that they are clean. Now, I am stupid. You don't listen to anything I'm saying when it comes to like stats, but I don't know what the stats are between if you get AIDS and die and you get COVID and die. I don't know what the percentages of death are. I don't know. But to me, kind of comparison in terms of the dating scene, because you're freaking out. You just don't know. And I tell you, I've seen some profiles with these girls that say unpopular opinion or something that COVID isn't real. You're like, okay, well, let me think about it. No, that's a no. Oh boy, but yeah, I am not looking forward to being single in the COVID times. But, this is life. It is what it is. I'm excited to see what the possibilities are on these. I've always had fun on these dating apps, not to sound cocky, but I've never really struggled to go on dates. Wow, that was a pretty prickish thing for me to say. But yeah, but that was pre-COVID, and I don't think that's going to happen right now, especially this year, the way that 2020's been going. But again, right now, what the fuck are you going to do? I don't want to go on a date. Maybe go to a park or something, or something outside. We could wear a mask. I don't know. No dinners. Not going. You got to draw the lines. You got to figure it out. But anyway, just fun times with your boy Angelo's life. People liking The Office and liking parks and recreation and Broad City, and thinking Beyonce is the best, and calling you and yourself queens and all that stuff. Come on, you're not that unique. Calm down. But you know what? I think about it. You do you. Whatever that makes you feel comfortable in those apps, you do it. Just know that the guys are saying so many girls have the same fucking messages, and dudes, again, not to be sexist here, but dudes, I'm sure we do some fucked up shit too. I'm sure that we are some stupid thing. We try to be unique or witty. Turns out we're all saying the same crap because we all read it or heard it from the same source. But who knows? Anyhow, feel free to leave a comment, by the way, in your craziest dating app, Hinge or Bumble or Grindr, what the fuck. And your funniest story, your craziest story, I've been on a lot of dates from those apps. I could tell you some stories, and maybe I will in the next podcast or something. One girl showed up just covered in dandruff and just not really giving a fuck. And one catfished me. She said that she was one age. Turns out she was like 15 years older, and she had like a pound of makeup on and like a girdle or something on. I'm just like, oh my god. Just, there was another one who took her shoes off and started walking around barefoot, and I could smell her feet, and it was just like, oh my god. I could keep going. I could keep going. Now, have I ever been on one date that I thought went well, I never got a call back? I have to think about it, but probably not. But anyhow, let's talk movies. I've seen a lot of movies since we last spoke, everybody, so time to catch up. But I'll try to speed it up. I've heard some complaints that I tend to focus on one topic and I don't let it drop, so to those people who tell me that, I apologize. Baby steps. I'm trying to work on it. So, first movie that I saw was The Old Guard, the Charlize Theron Netflix movie about immortal warriors. It was, it was too long in my opinion. It was over 2 hours. The action was okay. It was like a low-budget John Wick kind of movie, but it was entertaining. What are you going to do? Let's move on. See how I concise that movie? Oh, let's see. What else did I see? Oh, I saw the new Bill and Ted, Face the Music. I love Bill and Ted. I actually forked over $20 to watch it with Rebecca, so that's how much I love the movie. And it accomplished something I didn't think it would do, which is it got a lot of the spirit from the earlier movies, even though those movies were like 20-something years ago. It was odd seeing Keanu Reeves in that kind of role, because, he's been playing the John Wick kind of characters for so long. But you know what? It was entertaining. It was fun. It was only like an hour and 40 minutes. The only thing I didn't like about that movie is how they portrayed their daughters. And my problem with the daughters is that they weren't unique or special. They literally were playing teenage girl versions of Bill and Ted. And it was just weird and seemed forced, I would have liked the daughters to be their own characters, but what are you going to do? They brought back a lot of the same people. They brought back Keanu Reeves' dad, even though he's old as fuck. They brought back the guy that played Death, and I think there's some other people too, but you know what? It was such a fun movie. If you like Bill and Ted, I wouldn't pay $20 for it, but I'd watch it, I think I was a little taken there, but I really wanted to see it, so I made the exception. I tried watching The Five Bloods on Netflix because, I'm still very bummed, very, very sad about Chadwick Boseman dying. Wakanda forever, motherfucker! But I couldn't get into The Five Bloods. Spike Lee's hit and miss with me. I like some of his stuff. Other stuff that's either too preachy or bullshitty or just kind of bad. This, I could barely make it 20 minutes in. I turned it off. It was so cheesy and cliche, and the actors seemed generally surprised they were in the movie. Even though they had one of my favorite character actors, Delroy Lindo. Lindo? I don't fucking know. But he's one of my favorite character actors. And so, what else did I see? Oh, the big one. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I finally saw that shit. I don't know why I never did. It's basically up there with Moonstruck, in my opinion, as the best romantic comedies of all time. I was laughing a lot. I feel like I knew the characters. I loved the old man with the Windex. I loved all the over-the-topness that, Moonstruck kind of had. They made the Italian culture so over-the-top, and they did the same thing in this movie with the Greeks. And I'm not going to watch the TV show or the sequel because it looked like they were just trying to squeeze every money out of that lemon. So that one I'll give them the middle finger to. How dare you? You don't see Sharon Nicolas Cage making a TV show called Moonstruck the Series. Come on, you're better than that. But no, I love that movie. It's honestly in the upper echelon of romantic comedies, in my opinion. And it was so fucking funny. How that one brother kept messing with the groom, and the groom never really knew if the guy was lying or not. And then Joey Fatone was only in it for a couple minutes, but he was pretty funny. Oh my god, the aunt. Oh, sweet mother of God. Now, I've seen that actress in a couple other things, but she was so funny. When she first met the groom's parents, like the very honky white people, I'm talking crackers, baby. Saltines, baby. She starts talking to them about a lump she had in the back of her throat, and they go to surgery, and it was her sister from when she was in utero, as her twin sister had teeth in the spinal cord. Dude, I was dying. I almost pissed my pants. I was dying. Oh, it was hilarious. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, but I friggin' loved it. In fact, if I had to do the Mount Rushmore of romantic comedies, I would definitely put Moonstruck, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Let's see, I need two more. I'd have to think about that one. Nothing's coming to mind. I'm sure there's plenty that I like. I'm just trying to blank because I did just hit that bong before I started this up again. I had to take care of LaFauna. She was driving me nuts, if y'all remember. Now she's in here just rolling around like a sea otter on top of the water. So, anyhow, those are the movies. The TV shows. I watched the first 3 episodes of The Boys, and it's such an over-the-top show. Sometimes it's not enjoyable like that. I didn't enjoy the whale scene. If you all watched it, you know what I'm talking about. When it first happened, I was like, okay, that's kind of funny, but then they just kind of kept going with it, They kind of beat it into the ground, no pun intended. But I love that show. I really do. I mean, I'm nitpicking. Is it too violent? Yes. Is it too gory? Yes. Too much violence and cursing? Yes. But is it part of the show? Yes. Do you enjoy it more because it's in the show? You're fucking right, I do. So, if you like the superhero genre, but you're kind of looking for something different, and you're okay with gratuitous violence and sex and gore, then give that show a shot. Also, I did just start What We Do in the Shadows. Now, I personally love the movie. Love it, love it, love it. And I'm a big fan of Taika Waititi and the dude from Flight of Conchords. That's in a bunch of other stuff. I'm trying to blank on his name. Oh, it's Jermaine Clement. Jermaine Clement? Jermaine Clement. Jermaine something. Anyway, from Flight of Conchords. I watched the first 4 episodes, and it's hilarious. I've been picking really good shows lately. I've had better luck with shows than I have with movies. And I finished Avatar: The Last Airbender, and all the praise was deserved. All the praise was deserved. It ended beautifully. I was sobbing in the last episode. I cried a lot in the last couple episodes, but that's nothing new. But I loved it. LaFonda, chill. And yeah, I cannot recommend that show enough. It's honestly right up there with Adventure Time, and I'm trying to think of other. Well, Adventure Time is more comedy, but I would still say Avatar is action comedy. I don't know. It's so hard to just pin it down with like 2 genres. I don't know, but it's truly top tier animation, if not one of the best television shows ever made. And I did also start the sequel to The Last Airbender, The Legend of Korra or something, or Korra, the first. I don't know. There was another name for it. I don't fucking know. It's on Netflix, I guess. I mean, it's impossible to follow a groundbreaking show like Avatar: The Last Airbender, and so of course, I saw that online. People shit on it all the time, but it still has damn good ratings according to the wide audience. So I feel like most people just bitch about sequels because they're never as good. Why do they try to do it? And then of course you get those incels who are like, oh, but do we really need a woman of color being the main character? Are they just shoving it down our throat? I'm like, okay, calm the fuck down. All right, God forbid not every main character on the show is white or something that looks like white. Chill, you honky bitch. And I'm enjoying the show. I'm almost done with season 1. Is it as good as Avatar: The Last Airbender? Heck to the no. Is it pretty good if you kind of take it as its own thing? Yes. So just chill, people. It's a fun show. Not everything has to be a 10 out of 10, And I know I'm behind the 8 ball, and I just saw the honest trailers on YouTube about Avatar: The Last Airbender. And they made a joke about how people are now just discovering it, and they're talking about it like it just became popular, and it's really annoying for all the people that watched it when it actually came out. So I'm part of the problem. But yeah, those are some movies and TV shows I've been watching. And again, feel free to leave a comment, like and subscribe, and tell me what good shows you're watching or good movies that you've watched I haven't mentioned on my hours and hours and hours of rambling I tend to do on these things. So, but yeah, hit me up with some suggestions. I'll definitely take a look. All right, let's move on to the world of music, where I'm going to recommend to you 3 banging new releases. The first one is Celia by Tiwa Savage, and that's Tiwa Savage. There's only one way to spell Savage, you dope. Now, I believe Tiwa Savage is from Kenya, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, let me look up that. Oh, she's Nigerian. My bad, my bad. Right continent, wrong country. I've heard her last two albums, and the last album I was a fan of, but I heard the lead single off this new one, and I thought, good God, is it good? And I could not wait for the full album to be released, and that single, by the way, is Dangerous Love. And you know what I gotta say? This album is pretty good. Celia, Celia, came out the end of August. And it's kind of hard to explain her style of music. I would say it's a little bit of Afro beats meets R&B meets hip-hop meets pop, soul. Is there any genres left? But yeah, it's a really fun album. It's really upbeat. You catch you dancing around with it. It's just good. What else? Oh shit, she's single. Holla. But moving on. The next album that I'm in love with is the new Father John Misty. Now, this one is an EP. There's only 2 tracks. And it has a really weird name. The image of the album is a skeleton hugging an adult, and it's in a cartoon style. It's called 2S./2R. Pretty easy. 2S/2R. That's what it is. But if you really just type in Father John Misty 2020, you'll see it. And like I said, 2 songs. They have classical arrangement on one, and the other one is more pop vocals, or I guess alternative pop vocals. It's good. It is good. And I've been a fan of Father John Misty for years. And this one caught me by surprise. I wasn't expecting a new Father John Misty since he had a new album come out, reasonably recent. Let me see here. Yeah, he had a new album come out about 1.5 years ago. Well, I guess that's not as new as I thought, huh? It was a pure comedy album. Oh, wait, that was a couple of years ago. What's his new one? God's Favorite Customer. That's right. Is that the album I'm thinking? Yep, that's the cover. Yep. And then there was another album out. That's right, Anthem. Okay, I'm not crazy. It's another EP. So he's had 2 EPs out this year. Now, I don't really remember Anthem all that well. I see that he covered, well, I guess this is a cover album. Because he covered 2 Leonard Cohen songs and a Cat Stevens song and a Link Wray song. And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Link Wray in... Yeah, Link Wray was in Shawnee. He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's what I thought. I knew that name sounded familiar. So you know what? I learned something today. I did not know that there was a second EP this year, but I knew he had a release. So I'm all discombobulated about Father John Misty, you know? By the way, he had the briefest of cameos in such a train wreck pile of shit movie called Hotel Artemis from about 1 year ago. I know it's free on one of the streaming sites. I don't remember. I wouldn't watch it. I tried watching it. I made about 20 minutes in, and I was looking for the nearest eraser. But Father John Misty has a cameo. And you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to spoil it for you. Because you shouldn't watch this movie anyway. But it's not really a spoiler. It's only a spoiler in terms of Father John Misty's role in the movie. So, he plays a bank robber, and he has a mask on the entire time, and he takes it off for like half a second when he's yelling at someone in an alleyway, because they're all freaking out, these bank robbers, because, you know, the cops are trying to get him. And then he gets blown up by someone, I don't remember who it was. It was one of the stars. He just lit him up. He just got shot like 30 times. And that was it for Father John Misty. What a garbage movie that was. They probably play Hotel Artemis in Guantanamo Bay. And, yeah. But going back to the music of Father John Misty, he needs to work on his acting career. I think he knew someone in the movie, if I remember right. Check out 2S/2R. Like I said, it came out about mid-August. And the last new one isn't really a new. It's what you call it's a trick question. Not really a trick question, because I didn't ask you guys anything. But a trick answer, I suppose. They re-released Lil Wayne's mixtape, No Ceilings. And I am telling you, this may be... It's hands down Lil Wayne's best mixtape. But I would argue that it's top 10 mixtapes all time. Yeah, I said it. I don't know, it may be controversial, but I just don't care. No Ceilings is a dank album. And in fact, I think he did 3 of them. 4? 3? Yeah, No Ceilings 1, 2, and 3. This one came out This came out Halloween '09, right when I graduated college. I'm telling you, I associate this mixtape with me celebrating me getting out of fucking University of Washington. And this album is very close to my heart. I mean, it's got some banging songs. I mean, Swag Surf, that's the first song on the album. Amazing. And then the number 2 song, Ice Cream, bro, it takes off Ice Cream Paint Job by Duro. Amazing. DOA, it's got Jay-Z's Death of Autotune. It's so many good songs on there. Wasted, I think that's from the Gucci Mane one. And Watch My Shoes is another. I mean, I could just keep going. I mean, I would say the first 6 songs in a row, all money. All money. Take it to the bank, you win the lottery, play these numbers, No Ceilings, Lil Wayne, first 6 songs, banging. Broke Up. Oh, that Broke Up's got Gouda Gouda in it. Throw It In. God damn, there's some good songs. And I wish I could play them for you, but fucking YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Surf Swag, such a damn good song. Let me see if I can look up more information. Can I look up the lyrics to Surf Swag? Let's see here. And by the way, since we're talking about new music, feel free to comment. Please comment on music you're listening to, playlists you listen to, stations, genres, it doesn't matter. I want this to be as interactive as we can. I would love to hear what you guys are listening to, and I will absolutely keep y'all updated on what I'm listening to. No Ceilings, Lil Wayne, and I don't know why the computer is taking so long to look up Swag Surf lyrics. Oh, fine. I'll do it the hard way. Oh, here it is. That's right, it's Surf Swag. Son of a bitch. By the way, one of my go-to karaoke songs is a Lil Wayne song. Amelie. Dude, I love Amelie so much. In fact, you know what I may do for y'all? I may sing a little bit of Amelie here. If I can get this going here. This computer is so damn slow. Well, it took me 20 fucking minutes, but I finally found Amelie, Lil Wayne lyrics. So, but yeah, what I try to do when I do karaoke is I probably have 5 go-to songs. Tainted Love by Soft Cell, The Killers, Mr. Brightside. Every now and then I like to throw in maybe a Bloodhound Gang song or Bob Seger. Oh, don't get me started on Bob Seger and my love of Heartland Rock. But anyway, Amelie starts off so good because he just yells, "Young Money," you dig? Mac, I'm going in. And then he just crashes right in. I mean, listen how the song starts. A millionaire, I'm a young money millionaire, tougher than Nigerian hair. My criteria compared to your courageous isn't fair. I'm a venereal disease like a menstrual bleed through the pencil and leak on the sheet of the tablet in my mind. I mean, I could just keep going because I don't write shit because I ain't got time. Because my seconds, minutes, hours go to the almighty dollar and the almighty power of that cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. I mean, I love this fucking song. So, but going back to what I was originally saying, if you want to check out a album maybe you missed 10, 11 years ago, check out the first No Ceilings mixtape by Lil Wayne. You will not be disappointed. And if you don't like it, then it's simple. You just have shit taste in music, and that's okay. Come to terms with it, accept it, and try to move forward. Try to better yourself. You know, life is short, but you have plenty of time, hopefully, to better your music. And that's just not my opinion. These are facts, baby. Alright, I think we will close this one out by me telling you that I have created a new music genre. I know. How can there be such intelligence in such a tiny person? I'm not that tiny. What the fuck am I talking about? I thought of a new genre. Don't know what it would be called. Maybe it would be called jam pop or jam music or jam rock or something, where the music would all be taken from samples, kind of like how hip-hop and R&B and some pop songs and some country songs borrow beats from other songs and make it their own, but they just keep it the beat. What I would do is something similar, but I would take certain parts of that song, like a guitar solo or a sax solo, there would have to be an emphasis on one or two instruments, and that would be what I would sing over. Now, I could sing the pop style, I could rap, I could country it up, you could do whatever you want. But I think it would be cool if you take, say, the guitar solo from Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb, the whole thing, I think it's like 3 minutes long, and you kind of wrap that around just that as the crux, as the main focus of the song, and you're singing over it or rapping over it. Now, how cool would that be? Think of all your favorite songs, whether it be guitar solos or sax solos like Bruce Springsteen, or you would take Dancing Electronic. There's some damn good LCD Sound System or Deadmau5 or fucking Daft Punk. You take some of these beats and you just take out something that's the focal point, and there you go. You have a whole new genre. And we can work on the name, because I don't like the name jam, because it makes me think of jam bands, which is a style of rock music, kind of like Phish or Grateful Dead or the Allman Brothers, some Dave Matthews Band songs, where the lyrical part of the song is maybe 2 to 3 minutes, but the actual instrumental jam session could be 5, 7, 12, 20 minutes, and that's the majority of the song. It's pretty good if you want to get high or tipsy and you just want to dance in a circle with your shirt off, and that's fine. Jam bands are for you. But this style of music would be, something along the lines of a pop song structure, no more than 4 minutes. And yeah, I know I'm beating it like a broken record, but you would just take the very important focal point of a song, the solo of an instrument, and that's the background of the song. That's what you're singing over, baby. And I think it would be a hit. So feel free to text me, comment, contact me however you want. Tell me what kind of music you would like to be created. Maybe you have your own genre of music that you've been kicking around. Or if you want to think of a name for my music, hit me up. I'm here for you. Help me help you. Now, a lot of people think that quote is some Jerry Maguire. No. I've been saying that shit since the early 90s. So, fuck you, Cameron Crowe. How did you steal that from me? So, yeah, in closing, I want to say I love y'all. I hope you all had a good Labor Day weekend. I know we're coming up on the home stretch of the year. I know school's starting for all of you parents out there, and I know that it's kind of a clusterfuck right now, especially if you have children that need special needs or special assistance. At-home classes virtually ain't cutting it. And I feel bad for students in high school, especially seniors. One of my closest friends, she has a child that's a senior in high school, and you're missing a big year. When my senior year was so dope. So dope. I didn't give a fuck about school. I was just going to party and hang out and make friends and flirt and stuff. That's all I wanted to do. My senior year was so fun. Was so good. And I really wish people that tell me that they hated high school, I really wish they could be in high school with me during those times, because I remember such a fun time. And I just wish I could make everyone's high school life as fun as I made my own. Anyway, what am I rambling about here? I feel bad for you parents, and I feel bad for you kids, but I don't think any kids are listening to this. If you're listening to this, you have questionable parents. I love y'all, and I will see you around the bend.